Workers at some financial institutions are returning to the office today. For more on this, let's go live right now to BNN Bloomberg's David George-Cosh, who's live on Bloor Street for us. So, David, let's talk about this. You know, back to the offices. This is something many of these people haven't done in 2 years. What are you seeing this afternoon?
That's right, Nick. It's 2 years to the day that people were ordered to leave their offices and work from home due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But now with hospitalizations on the downswing, provincial lockdown restrictions are now being eased. A lot of employers here in Toronto are now asking their employees to come back to work, come back to their offices. However, it's on a gradual, voluntary basis. Now, I'm here outside Manulife's headquarters, where some employees are beginning to come back to work, as well as Manulife opening offices in Montreal, Waterloo, as well as Halifax. Down the street on Bay Street, the Bank of Nova Scotia is also beginning to let some of their workers come in, again, on a voluntary basis. But they do have a 10-week program that starts in mid-April, where they do intend to get a lot more of their employees to return back to the office, albeit on a bit of a hybrid schedule. You want to, now that people are, I think, more used to working from home, they want to make sure that they can still have people work from home and keep them happy, while also making sure that they can return to the office, where obviously a lot more productivity needs to be done there.
And David, have any of either Manulife or CIBC, et cetera, have they mentioned how many people, you know, have gone back on this day one of their first day of eligibility, or are they kind of keeping that close to their chest?
Yeah, I can't give you a specific number, but what I've been told is that it is a very small amount of people that are coming back into the office. You know, the eager beavers, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Of course, Manulife doesn't necessarily have a full return to office program in place, but I'm sure that they'll be able to get their hundreds or not thousands of employees back to the offices in due course, again, as these restrictions continue to ease and cases do go down.
And David, as you well know, throughout the last 2 years of this pandemic, the financial district, Bay Street has been a kind of a ghost town, up on Bloor Street as well. So few people. There's a significant economic impact to bringing these people back to their offices beyond just sort of seeing people in person at the water cooler, isn't there?
Yeah, and that's going to be, I think, a big storyline for us to dig into over the coming months as to what businesses are left and how are businesses really repositioning themselves to take advantage of this return to the office environment. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly how people's behavior changes in terms of, what they do for lunch, for example, or can they still get a coffee? I know Starbucks closed down a lot of coffee shops in the Toronto downtown core, so that's going to be an interesting little quirk and development that I think people are going to be surprised to see. They can't just get their morning coffee the way they used to anymore. So there's going to be, I think, a bit of a relearning. I mean, I had to relearn how to use the TTC when I'm coming back to the studio now. So that's going to be, I think a lot of other people are going to be in the same boat there, Nick.
And David, as far as you know from the people you've been speaking to, is the expectation going to be that people will be back in their offices 5 days a week, or is that gone? Is that something the pandemic has sort of moved beyond now, and 5 day a week at the office isn't necessarily going to be a thing on Bay Street or Bloor Street, for example?
I think the expectations that everyone's going to be returning to a 5-day work week is going to be out the window. I think a lot of people, now that they're used to working from home, they're just as productive, they're happier at home. And I think a lot of businesses are recognizing that as they're looking to really change or amend their workplace culture to make people that want to work from home able to do so. And that could be a bit of a hiring plan for a lot of other employers looking to poach people. Well, we don't necessarily need you to work in the office anymore. You can work from home. That could be something that could attract workers to switch over jobs if they so want to.
Yeah, a bit of a carrot indeed. Okay, that's David George-Cosh live this afternoon for us on Bloor Street. He's from BNN Bloomberg. Thanks for your time, David. Appreciate this.
Thanks a lot, Nick.